Hey guys, it's Chris here from Get in the Van You Can. Hope everyone's doing alright this evening. Well, let me tell you what's been going on. So I was in a different town than I am now, and I was there because I had work, and I was also waiting on a paycheck. And then Friday, when I was supposed to get the paycheck, I went to get it, and guess what? Paycheck not there. So the boss lady called to check on the paycheck, and come to find out, they mailed the paycheck to my permanent address. We'll talk about that for a little bit too, because this is van life related. A lot of people wonder, when you live in a van, how do you get mail, or how do you get an ID, or what do you do? Well, I'm fortunate that I have a couple friends that allow me to use their address. I don't live there, of course, but I do have them to receive my mail. If I need something, I could get them to forward that to where I'm at. It's a great way to be on the road full time, but yet still have an address, or a permanent address. This is probably not the best state to have that address in, but it is a state where I'm familiar with people and have friends here. So I have chosen this, and it's worked for me for the entire 7 years without any problems. So anyway, so I had to come back to the town where my permanent address is, and hoping the check would arrive. Well, Friday when I got back, the check was not here, so I thought, well, no problem. I'll just wait till tomorrow. And then the Saturday came, that's today, and still no check. So who knows what's going on? Nothing, and when I say nothing, I mean nothing has worked out the way that it should, or the way that I expected it to with this particular job. Not the rate of pay, not the number of hours. Matter of fact, I didn't even get scheduled this week. Don't think my boss really cares too much for me, which is funny because we only talked on my interview. We haven't talked anymore since then. But anyway, so check has still not came. Fortunately, I do have a few friends around, and I was able to borrow a little bit of money. My phone bill is actually due tomorrow, so I was able to get the money to pay that, and of course I'll pay them back for that when I get paid, which will hopefully be Monday. I sure hope so, because I'm not in bad shape. Like I'm not. I've got a place to live, the van, and I've got food to eat, plenty of it, and I have water to drink, places I can refill my water, take a shower, things like that. So, I mean, it could be a whole lot worse. But I am out of money, and until I get this check. Because I didn't get scheduled this week, I'm going to start looking for some work, which is another thing we should talk about, living in a van and working. I've done it both ways. I've had a full-time job where I parked somewhere nearby, stealth camping in the city, or, just hanging out wherever, And I've had I've traveled and to work. I've been all across the United States, and worked out of this van and lived in this van. Sometimes it was super, super good, and I had the best spot you could ever imagine, and there have been other times where it was not so good in both situations. And so I'm definitely looking to get back in the mountains. I love the mountains. It's just it's a love of mine, and I thoroughly enjoy being in the mountains, especially in the wintertime. The high elevation is the place, or excuse me, summertime. High elevation is definitely a lot cooler than it would be in a lower elevation. Spent last summer in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is not that high elevation, and it was so freaking hot. I mean, you wouldn't even believe. I did survive. I was okay. I've got fans. I've got both an overhead fan that I can pump air out of the van to the outside, or I can pump air from the outside into the van. I also have a small DC powered fan that I can plug in and set beside me, and I could stay all right with that. But I definitely want to be in a lower temperature. The other thing that's funny to worry about is the shade. You know, shade's a good place to be, but certain types of shade, not great for having your power from solar. So you can obtain power from solar even if you're in the shade, but it's going to depend a lot on what type of solar system you have, what type of battery you have, what type of solar regulator you have. So there's a lot to consider. Fortunately, I have about the perfect everything. I'm currently running 400 watts of solar, two 200 watt panels, both by a company called Bouge RV, same company that makes my freezer and refrigerator. I have Bouge RV 40 amp solar controller, a regulator, which is you got to have one. And then I've got a battery, which is a 100 amp hour battery by a company called Ampertime, I think it is. They might have changed names now, but I see similar battery ads, and those batteries are a little expensive, and the solar was a little bit expensive, but it was easily worked for and purchased, and everything's a lot better off because of it. So, anyway, I'm in my hometown now, and don't want to tell you where that is either, but a lot of you know, my friends do, all two of them, like I say quite often. But anyway, I'm doing okay. I'm just waiting on a check. It's going to come. It's got to come. Things are fine. I've got another check coming after this because they hold back a week. So I got my phone covered, which means I got some entertainment, some YouTube or whatever else to do. I'm parked at a pretty good spot. Coffee's available nearby, and I've got coffee to make, and whatever. It's going to be all right. Things are going to work out. This is hard times because a lot of it is due to the way that I've lived in the past. So I haven't always done the best job of keeping a lot of money in the bank. It's been years since I've kept money in the bank. I have not only have I had terrible habits as far as my lifestyle goes. One of those habits that's bad is the inability to manage money correctly. So anyway, I've been on disability or short-term disability from my last job. I was on it for 5 months maybe, and now that's gone, and rightly so. And so I'm looking for a job currently. I've applied to maybe 5 or 6 places. I expect something will come out of this. I've got a good resume. I've got plenty of experience in the hospitality industry, resorts, places like that, and that's where I've been applying. And I'm a little concerned about my physical aspect. You know, I'm still limping a little bit, and it's been a while. It's been 6 months since I fractured my femur and broke my hip as well. But anyway, that's going to be all right. I can move around, I can walk, I can do a little bit, and we're going to do the best we can. So everything's going to be all right. I just wanted to check with you guys. I hadn't updated in a couple days, and I told you I was going to post every day. Well, I haven't, and I'm sorry. And I am going to continue to work on posting a video every day, and from this point on, I will have more than some updates for you. I'm going to pick a topic I think my next topic is where to park. A lot of people worry about that. You know, where am I going to park, or how am I going to find a place to park, or you know, I'm going to cover that. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to find a place to park, what place you're going to be looking for to park in the city, in the country, state to state, coast to coast. So I have plenty of experience with that. 7 years I've lived in this van, and I am totally happy and totally comfortable. So I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you soon, tomorrow.